Hey comic book fans, welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Geezers. I am your host, Wild Bill, the Unknown Comic, and the founding father of the show, who asked me if I wanted to co-host with him, and I said yes, here he is.
I am Pete, how's everybody doing? Thanks for watching. We've got another artist tribute here today. We're going to take a look at the great Ernie Chan from both DC and Marvel. He did quite a lot of work with both over the years, so and a pretty prolific cover artist, inker, and also just he drew a lot of issues as well, so pretty prolific. But he, stuck to like a couple of series big time for the most part.
You didn't see a lot of him across the board, so to speak.
Yeah. He definitely was not a Gil Kane type of guy. I'll put it to you that way. I know we make fun of Gil every now and then, because he
was a utility man. Gil.
He was a utility man, but Ernie had certain series he worked a lot on. We saw him in Hulk, we saw him in Batman, Conan, a few other places.
He was like a part-time utility man.
Yeah.
He could do it both, covers and inside inks.
Yeah.
He did a lot of inks. So these are all books from my collection that we're going to show off today.
So we're going to start on the Batman, which is the older stuff. So he was with DC back in the mid-late 70s.
Yeah, like 1976.
Did a lot of covers for Batman. All right, so this is issue number 268.
And that's an Ernie Chan cover.
Yep. And you'll notice as we go through a lot of these, whether it's the DC or the Marvel stuff, he's got a certain flair. What I really like is you notice the attention to detail and here on this kind of horse beast or whatever it is. Even on the heroes, there's the way he handled musculature, very similar on no matter what book he was working on. He had this certain flair about it that very unique. I mean, because we've talked a lot about in these tribute shows some of these artists who kind of took influence from other artists that came before them, and there were similarities. I never got that with Ernie's work. It was very unique, I always thought. So this is Batman number 269.
Which is another one of his covers.
Yep, pretty cool. And you'll always see his EC on the covers. Here's another one. Let's see the EC at the bottom there. Pretty cool. And this is 270, so this is a pretty long run here. 272. So he did not work on this cover, but he did all the inks on the inside. This is, like I said, 272. All right. And here he was back on the cover here for 274.
Yeah, he's got a nice flair for Batman.
Yeah, he totally does. I really like these a lot.
What number is that?
So this is number 275.
So this is inside art for Ernie.
And the cover. And of course, listed as Ernie Chua. Here's another one. So 1975, this is the 276.
Another cover, and I believe he also did the inside of this as well.
That's a really nice one right there. And this is totally him. I mean,
this one Pete's going to show you was the oldest Batman in my collection in my teenage years.
277.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you can see he does big green monsters pretty well, which kind of foreshadowed what he was going to do not long afterwards with Marvel. Here is 280.
And next is 281.
281. Cool cover there. Notice how big Batman looks in this one, right?
Yeah, he does a good muscle tone.
Yeah. And here he's paired off with Vince Colletta.
The last of my Batmans.
For number 283. Vince Colletta, of course, another very notable artist and inker with Marvel. Some people don't like Vince's work, but
he did some Thor, didn't he?
He did quite a bit of Thor, yeah. So that's the Batman
That's it for Batman in my collection with Ernie. So now we flip over to the Hulk. Issue 210. This is an Ernie Chan cover. It's usually Sal Buscema and some other dude. Yeah. It's not Joe Sinnott.
No.
I have to open it up and tell you. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Sal Buscema and
Glynis O'Connor. Colors. Yep, that's Glynis O'Connor. Ernie Chan. There you go. Ernie Chan, the embellisher. There you go. So Ernie did all the inks on the inside.
There's one where he didn't. I'm trying to find out where. This coming up is probably one of my favorite Hulk covers of the post 200s. I just always loved this cover.
Yeah.
Got this from my buddy Robert Bell.
You did.
And the last one I just showed, yeah.
All right.
Because my first was 213, so I was buying back issues. But there you'll see Ernie's little EC down there.
Yep.
I'm not sure if this was Rich Buckler.
EH and EC.
EH.
What the hell is the EH?
I don't know. But Sal Buscema's on the inside. And I think this one is...
Yeah, Sal and Ernie here were the artists.
But I never realized that Ernie Chan was involved in some of my favorite 1977 Hulks, 78.
Yeah, that's
Here's one with the Constrictor
Rich Buckler.
and Ernie Chan cover.
But if you notice, like the Hulk looks almost identical. You know, the style of the Hulk is identical on all these covers. He was really consistent. You know, one of the things, you know, we mentioned Gil Kane before. You know, one of the things that used to bug me about Gil Kane covers is like, you know, if he did like 5 issues of the Hulk over a span of a year or two, the Hulk looked different, like on every cover. Ernie's Hulk looks kind of the same.
Kind of like Herb Trimpe with his consistency.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
So here you got another Ernie Chan cover. Here we go, 214.
Yeah, that's a great one.
And again, the consistency in the Hulk's face.
Yep, and the body, and the whole thing, the hair, the whole 9 yards. It's just looks very similar.
215. You got Ernie Chan. Who's that other dude?
Valadar.
Oh, isn't that a fake name for somebody?
Oh yeah, you're right. Who was that? We talked about.
Was
that
that Jim
recently.
Aparo?
It might have been. Yeah, it might have been. I don't remember. Yeah, we did talk about that recently.
I'm not sure about the inside. Let's have a look. Orca. The lame answer to Jaws.
Yeah.
This movie was bad.
I don't
I went and
I don't
saw
mind
it.
it too much. It's because
It's
it's kind of.
What do we got here?
Sal and Ernie.
Yep.
Yep.
And here you can see, you know, that's a great Hulk pose right
That
there.
is, yeah.
Really nice. And this book is from 1977. Moving right along, issue 216. So he did a pretty consistent run there for several months on the Hulk.
Yep.
I always love this By Beast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely cool. And then you got issue 217. With your favorite
Circus of Crime.
Yeah. Ernie Chan cover. I'm not sure if he did the inside.
Is that another Sal and Ernie special?
I'm trying to find out.
It is.
It is.
Yep. So it's pretty consistent there. I like when they kept these teams together for like a long period of time. You know, kind of like the Kirby Senate team and
Here's
Colin and Palmer.
Oh, we just showed off 216. Okay.
Yep.
You know,
That's classic right
this
there. Yeah.
218.
Yeah, that's classic.
Great drawing of the Rhino. This is definitely Ernie cover.
Really notable issue because the Hulk is barely in it. The whole thing is this killer battle between Doc Samson and the Rhino, which I saw someone on this Facebook page that we both frequent. There was a whole discussion about the Rhino and how the Rhino really only came into his true powerful self in the Hulk, because like I think they kind of powered him down a bit when he debuted in Spider-Man. Yeah.
This is issue 219. This is another great like rampaging Hulk kind of cover.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I always loved this cover. And then this one is exceptional as well.
Oh.
This is fantastic. This cover, issue 220.
Yeah, I don't think
I love the little gorilla man on the Frankenstein table. Ernie Chan.
Yep.
This is another great example of his work right here. This Hulk. It's issue 222, and I think he did the inside on this as well.
And you guys see the similarities? I mean, just very consistent work on all of these. I mean, his touch is all over.
Jim Starlin.
Jim Starlin and Alfredo Alcala. Wow.
Yeah, so we got Jim Starlin on the inside.
And then you notice right off the bat, I love Starlin, but right off the bat, you notice that's a different looking Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got a different kind of menacing face, Starlin, the way he does the Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this looks almost identical. Starlin did a Hulk on Marvel Team Up, like number 27 with the Hulk and Spider-Man, and it's the same face.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, Starlin has a unique way with the Hulk also. What I always liked about the Hulk was he fought monsters when I was a teenager. That's what drew me into him. A lot of people think the Hulk is a dull, boring character. But I just like the fact that, comic book style, he was always fighting monsters. That's what appealed to me about this.
Yep.
And this is a great cover, too. This is issue 223. It's the last of my Ernie Chan examples for you. So now we're going to wrap up with a different character that he used to do some covers on, was Conan the Barbarian.
Yep. Yep.
And this is issue... Where is this? Issue 30?
30, yep.
And then...
And next we got a Gil Kane cover, but he worked on the...
he did the inks on
the
this,
inside.
right?
Yep, yep.
And on the inside.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
And then issue 35, this is Ernie Chan cover. Not sure about the inside. Did we look at this?
No.
Let's see. All right, be careful.
Careful with that tape, Eugene.
Yes, so keep the flap down.
That's right.
Or you could just buy Scotch wall tape, which doesn't stick to walls.
John Buscema and Ernie Chan, otherwise known as Ernie Chua.
Yeah, definitely. There was a good flair between these two.
Yes, oh, look at that.
And a nice splash page for
Yeah.
Conan fans.
Beautiful. I will say that, you go back and reread these old Conan the Barbarian books. These are works of art, regardless of whether it was Barry Windsor Smith or John Buscema working them as the
Great
main artist.
storytelling.
Really good storytelling. But this is the thing. You got to sit down with these. This is not a 5-minute read by any means. Probably one of the Marvel's best adaptations from an actual literary source.
Yes.
I think.
That and Tomb of Dracula.
Correct.
Just the way they capture the skeletons. It's just detailed art, man. Yeah. You don't even have to read. You just look at the pictures,
Yeah.
This is phenomenal. This is what comics is all about when we were growing up.
That's right.
Like my grandparents used to say all the time, they don't make them like they used to. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now I sound like my grandparents. Okay, one more and the party's over.
Now we're going to...
King Conan.
King Conan.
Ernie Chan cover.
And all him on the art on the inside.
Yes. And it's a thick book.
Yeah.
These take about 45 minutes to read. Twice as long as a regular book. Just flip randomly. Just to show you. I love the eerie, smoky, misty ambiance that he creates with his drawings. Real good gothic detail to his art, It's like they make you. Their art is so good. They take you back in time into these prehistoric worlds.
Yeah.
These pre-medieval times, and the girly art is pretty amazing too.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Yep.
They always do a good job with the girlies. To give you an idea, I'm gonna flip to the front now. First page, good sword fighting, swashbuckling action to start you right off.
That's right. The Fang of Set.
You got the comments right there, right, Ernie?
Yep.
Ooh. This book is like 1979, I believe.
Yeah, it's late in the decade. Yeah.
Maybe 1980. The Bubble Yum ad.
Gotta have that.
That was the best gum. The grape was the worst because it went flat in like 5 minutes with the flavor. All right. Here you go. More Conan and monsters. That's the way he captures this like lizard. So there you have it.
The great Ernie Chan.
Yeah. He had it going on.
Yep.
What year does that say?
1982, actually.
This is 1982. Oh yeah, $1 book.
Yep.
So regular issues were 50 cents at the time. This is twice as thick. That's
like
right. It was
giant
$1.
size, yeah.
So there you have it, our tribute to Ernie Chan.
Lots of cool stuff. So if you haven't yet discovered him, go check out some of these mid-'70s Batman books or those late '70s Hulks or the
Conan.
He was pretty prolific for a while in those magazines, at least. Not so much like he didn't appear everywhere.
He's not with us anymore.
Right.
He passed away, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I forgot what year it was. I think it was the early 2000s or 2010.
Yeah.
But I checked some of my Epic magazines to see if he was in there, but I couldn't find anything.
No.
But he did work on some of the Savage Sword of Conan magazines as well. So there you have it. Our little Ernie Chan tribute, artist tribute. Hope you liked it. I'm Wild Bill, as always, saying thanks for being here. Please click the like button if you like this video. And tell all your friends if they like comics to check out Comic Book Geezers. And as always, click the notification bell so you can be kept in the loop every time we get a new video. That's it for this episode. Thanks for being here. We're going to come back with a couple of other things. And before we go, I have one other thing I almost forgot. An artist tribute to me. Comic Book Geezers issue number 25, 25th issue anniversary. I'll let you check this out. It says down here we have Thornos and his scarecrow hawking that candy corn.
I forgot about Thornos. Thornos there hiding out.
So check that out.
Yeah, so number 25, 250. This is a special edition. Is this like a giant size?
No disapproval code
no
here.
No disapproval code. All right, cool.
Corporate greed stepping in for the anniversary issue.
And there's Thornos looking up at his buddy Scarecrow.
You gotta zoom in on the face of Candy Corn.
Yeah, right.
So you have the orange.
He's looking a little worried. It's like, the jig is up. The jig is up.
Like the Scarecrow?
Yeah, very cool.
That's who was in issue 24.
Okay, back to life.
It's cool. Back on a stick. So there you have it, gang. Issue 25, untitled. Thornos and his scarecrow hawking that candy corn. Did they get it all in here? Sometimes it. Okay.
There you go.
All right, guys. Anyway, hope you liked it. I had fun drawing that one. That was easy. Really minimal effort.
I like Thornos is a good character. Thornos to me reminds me of like Anguirus from the Godzilla films.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The little guy, the little sidekick that doesn't, needs his own movie.
I like his face.
Yeah,
he's easy to draw. Oh, I got the jitters there. Look at that.
There you go.
All right, gang. That's about it. So thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time on Comic Book Geezers. I'm Wild Bill saying thanks for being here.
Take care, everybody. I'm Pete. Have a good one. We'll see you real soon with more stuff. Bye-bye.
Bye.